Okay, YouTube, as promised, we got a special surprise today. The guys over at Blue Alpine have produced and are now selling tray covers, stackable tray covers. Amazing. I know that other company had them for a while, and I was always a little jealous of some of these other freeze-dry streamers that put the content on YouTube. They had those nice covers. They could stack them up. Makes more room in the freezer when you're putting stuff in to pre-freeze before you put it through the machine. Today, we're going to try mine out. Got my trays all washed up and liners on, and we're going to do a mixed bag of items today. I'm going to start out with some taco soup. I make a pot of taco soup every week for Becky for her lunch. She likes it because it's low calorie and high protein with the beans and the chicken. I usually take my chicken, chunk it up, and I'll do the velveting process on it. Velveting is when you season the meat, put it in a bowl, and put some baking soda on it. Stir it up, let it sit, and what that'll do is it breaks down the fibers in the meat and makes it really, really tender. So I usually do that for her. And well, this week she only took taco soup 2 days. So I've got this whole big bucket left, and I'm going to get it set up to go through the freeze dryer. Now, a lot of people will, measure this stuff out and weigh everything, and well, that's real good. That's, the scientific method there. You're going to get the same result every time, but find that when I'm mixing soups from stuff that's been relieved of all of the liquid through the freeze drying process, that once it comes out, you just put it in a pan, add a little water, start heating it up, and you'll just adjust the water as you go until you get the consistency that you like. So here we go. First time using the new Blue Alpine medium-sized tray covers, stackable. 1. Now, I don't even have to move it. Just set my second tray right in there. Fits nice and tight. And we'll go ahead and put some more of this in. We did have some of this last night for dinner. We made kind of a pylon thing where I put a layer of taco chips down, a little cheese on that, and then a layer of, I boiled up, or I did my 1, 2, 3, 4 rice, and seasoned it with a little butter, salt, and pepper, and put that down, and cheese and salsa. Man, that was delicious. But I don't have Becky take taco soup that's set over the weekend. I'll make another pot on Sunday afternoon, probably while the football game is on, and she'll have fresh taco soup for Monday. Tray cover number 2. Snaps right on. Okay, now I don't know if you've seen in my other videos where I've done some of the puppy powder. Well, puppy powder is getting a little low, and some of the ingredients in the puppy powder are kale and spinach. Yeah, I know, your favorite stuff. The dogs love it, and it's good for them. So I'm going to freeze dry a tray of each. Now, I could have waited to put this stuff on the trays until the taco soup is pre-frozen, because this is already frozen, but I'm just going to stack it, put it in the freezer, and pull everything out at once. Probably tomorrow morning when I get up, I'll come down here. I will pull the trays out, put them in old Blue over there, and start the run. And I'm figuring probably a 5 or 6 hour freeze cycle, especially because of the high amount of liquid in the taco soup, and then an 18 to 20 hour dry cycle, which is pretty normal what I've been running. To tell you, the things that I have usually have to add time to are like the mashed potatoes and rice dishes. Set this garbage over here, and another cover. Now, a lot of you know, if you saw my last video, that we went down to Texas for the boys' wedding, and we took all the food. I performed the wedding ceremony, and I also was the cook. Well, we had freeze-dried 12 pounds of shredded chicken taco meat, 10 pounds of ground beef taco meat, and then 6 tubs of guacamole. Freeze-dried it all, packed it up. It all fit in one grocery sack, and we took it down there. We couldn't get into the venue until like, I would say 10:30 or so. And the wedding was at 5 and the reception at 6. So I had to get all that stuff. I had to set up the place, I set up my podium, set up the sound system, and then I still had to cook. But all I had to do, we brought a couple of crock pots and a roasting pan, set them up in the little kitchen they had, put my freeze-dried products into them, added some water, started heating them up, kept them on low, and by the time the wedding was over and we got the reception area set up for the guests, food was done, everybody loved it. Well, while we were gone, the granddaughter stayed over here to sit with the dogs in the house, and she's kind of weird. She's one of those vegetarian people. She doesn't eat meat. So she's like, I'll eat shrimp and I'll eat fish. I'm like, that's meat. And she says, no, it's not. Like, okay, whatever. Anyway, went out and bought a big bag of shrimp, bought some fish. She stayed here for 5 nights with her little sister, who's probably the more capable of the two, because the one granddaughter's head is in the clouds all the time. But anyway, I got all this shrimp left over, and yeah, it's just going to go bad. You can already see it's got frost on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw that in, freeze dry it, and see how shrimp freeze dries. Okay, so there's lid number 5. 5 trays, all prepped, ready for the freezer. Look at this. Look at this. And there you are, 5 trays in the freezer, pre-freezing to be put into the blue Alpine tomorrow. When I finished my run yesterday, I went ahead, cleaned everything out, alcohol on the inside, cleaned all the trays, flushed the line out, changed the oil, and I'm drying the filter medium out, so that'll get installed tomorrow when I go to light her up and get this stuff freeze drying. I hope you enjoy the content. I appreciate it if you would like and subscribe if you could. It would help me out a lot. We'll leave you with that, and if I can remember, when I go to load it up in the morning, I will be back. Thanks for showing up to Live Long and Freeze Dry, Pants Free Friday edition. Okay, we're back. It's Saturday morning, about 6 o'clock, and I'm going to get the trays out of the freezer, and we're going to get this thing going. Make sure my drain valve is closed here. Just a little side note here. This is the oil and water mixture that had come out of the vacuum pump the other day. I put it in the freezer to separate the two. And now you can see that I can pour just the oil off. It's thick, so it looks a little hazy, but that clears up after it warms up. But then if you look down in the bottom of the solo cup there, you can see the ice, and I'll just let that melt and pour it in trash. But here we go with our trays. First tray is the shrimp. I'm not sure why I'm even bothering with that. got, looks like the kale. And the spinach. First tray of taco soup. And second tray of taco soup. There's a lot of liquid there, so this is going to be a fairly long run. Close up our door. And I'm going to go with recipes. And we're going to go with meat. Now this has got us down for 9 hours of freeze, but we're not going to have to do 9 because everything in there is frozen solid. Go ahead and continue, and then up here I will reduce the freeze time to about an hour or 2. There, 2 hours. So about 8 o'clock this thing will kick in and start pulling a vacuum, and then 19-20 hours after that we'll be ready to pull it out. We'll come back and we'll let you see how everything turned out. Well, it's Sunday morning and it looks like I'm a little late. I like to get down here and check the readings on the vacuum pressure and temperature tray before I shut down the vacuum pump. But I'm a little late, so what I'm going to do is just have to physically inspect the food. And see if it's done. So I'm going to equalize the pressure by opening up my drain valve. Listen to it crackle in there. Open up and let's see. Take the tray of taco soup. Oh yeah, it's done. No cold spots. Kale. Or I guess that was the spinach. This is the kale. Yeah, it looks the same. And here is our experimental shrimp tray. Go ahead and defrost this. And there you heard the refrigeration units shut down. What will happen now is the tray stack will heat up, and there's a fan inside that will circulate to melt the ice that's inside the chamber, and then we can clean it out and get it ready for the next run. So look here, we see what we've got as far as product finished up. Oh my god, these things are like, there's no weight whatsoever to it. I am going to put those into a Mylar bag. I have no idea what we'll do with them. You know what? I'm not. I'm going to put them in a jar, and I'm going to try them out this week while Becky's at work, because she doesn't eat shrimp. So I'll probably boil up some pasta. Reconstitute some of this shrimp and make a little shrimp pasta for myself. This shrimp wasn't designed to go through a funnel. Okay. Get a lid. Tell me why they can make this plastic bags for these pieces and parts that won't tear, but they can't get that technology into a trash bag. Okay, lid's on. And do a little vacuum seal on it in case I don't get to it in the next couple days. We'll move on to the taco soup. So this video started out with me being so excited about getting my stackable lids, my stackable tray lids from Blue Alpine. I am not sponsored by Blue Alpine. I am just a huge fanboy because this product, this freeze dryer has just, you know, really come in handy, and it's given me a sense of security as far as our food situation goes. You see this stuff going on right now with the whole food stamp fiasco where the government shut down. There's no money going to these people that are depending on their food stamps in order to eat. People that are of a mindset that they don't want to be reliant on anybody but themselves will be more likely to maybe look into long-term food storage for food security and the freeze drying situation. While the investment up front is a little bit to deal with, the long-term benefit of that, I mean, I think we probably got almost a year's worth of staples and meals and meats, and we've been able to do that, you know, without adding to our weekly grocery budget, but basically by watching for sales on products that we can freeze dry, and taking any leftovers, stuff that used to just end up in the garbage. We take and freeze dry the product, or freeze dry the leftovers, and put them up for times when we're gonna need them. I just made a mess. What the heck? Okay, anyway, I'm not gonna be able to get all of this into one bag, so we'll go for a second bag here. I'm gonna take this taco soup to deer camp here in about 10-12 days, and that'll be, I mean, Stephen, my brother, always, his wife Joyce always makes a bunch of deer chili from the year before's deer harvest, but typically those maniacs will go through all of that chili in a day or so, and so then we end up, you know, hitting the Walmart for a bunch of groceries. And why when I can bring stuff like this down and take care of everybody? Okay, let's see. I'm not going to bother with oxygen absorbers because they're going to get used here in the next week. We'll get that sealed up. My goodness, I made a mess. Get that sealed up. Okay. We'll move on to the greens that are going to go into the puppy powder. We bought this Ninja thing when we were on our, we're gonna do smoothies kick. Yeah, that lasted a couple of weeks. I don't understand why people get all excited about smoothies. It's just nasty. So when I finish with this, the puppy powder, I'll be adding pumpkin and sweet potato as well. But basically we just grind it up. Put it in a Ziploc, and then as I accumulate the rest of the ingredients, we go ahead and mix them up. It's these greens: kale, spinach, and then the pumpkin, sweet potato, and then a protein. Past few years, the guys have been leaving hearts and livers in the gut pile after a kill. Not this year. Hearts, livers, kidneys, and the scrap meat that comes off the deer when it's harvested will all be coming home with me. They'll be sliced up, frozen, and then they will go into the freeze dryer, and then they'll be turned into the puppy powder, and my dogs will be set, my neighbors' dogs will be set, and everybody be happy. Okay, again, thank you for showing up. If you're thinking about your own food security, I would definitely suggest you give the boys at Blue Alpine a look, and then treat yourself to the tray lids. They are well worth the investment. I've got 10 trays, 10 liners, and 5 lids. Perfect. As soon as you take a load out of the freezer to put in the freeze dryer, you pop the lids, then you've got them ready for the next load that you're going to get to put into the freezer. This is not a commercial thing. We don't sell any stuff. This is just basically to get our pantry stocked and provide food security for us should one of those situations happen, whether it's weather, unrest in the society, or too lazy to go to the store. Thanks for showing up again. Live long and freeze dry. We'll catch you in the next one.